How I met my ex-husband. 2003, I was working at a little guest place where the tourists were coming and staying for a few days or a little bit longer. And on that particular day, my boss then, he was a British guy. He couldn't speak Afrikaans, and when the guest German people were coming, German tourists were coming, he would, if they were not speaking English or couldn't understand or could not communicate well with him, he would call someone who could speak Afrikaans, because Afrikaans and German is a bit similar. So we would understand how when a German was speaking, I was understanding a bit or could follow what they wanted and could assist them. So on that particular day, it was December, everyone was on holiday, so I was taking over every day I could, so because it was also extra money. So yeah, I was there for my kitchen. I was working, helping out in the kitchen. So on that particular day, my boss called me, so I ran up the stairs, taking off my kitchenware also as I was running up the stairs, and then he explained to me there was a German guest, a tourist that they couldn't communicate, so I had to assist. So yeah, as soon as I walked in, this guy looked at me, stared at me and said, "You have beautiful eyes, du hast aber schöne Augen." And I was just like, "Dankeschön, danke." And then which means you have beautiful eyes and thank you. I just replied, "Thank you," being polite. And yeah, then I showed him around where he's supposed to stay, where the kitchen is. It was a self-catering place, so you could cook yourself or order something to eat. So I showed him around the kitchen area where he can do his laundry and all those things for that day. And when I was done, he asked me, "What are you doing?" And I said, "No, I'm working in the kitchen." He said, "Can I have coffee?" We went down together. I served him coffee, and yeah, then he was just asking my name and everything. He was constantly asking for my name. I would tell him 5 minutes ago, and then he will ask again, and I will tell him. And then when my shift was over, I was closing off to go home. So there was a bar blocking the tourist from where the working staff was. So he ran around the bar. The barman in front said, "No, sir, you cannot come around here. You cannot go to the kitchen. That is only for the staff." And he said, "No, I just want to talk to..." Then he asked my name again. I said, "Cynthia." He said, "Yeah, I want to talk to her." And he said, "Can I see you again? When can I see you?" That was the first day I saw him, and that was the I was confused. So he asked, "Can I see you?" And I was locking the fridge. Those fridges were locked with chains and padlocks. I don't know, the fridge was not having a lock, so that was the only way we could keep the fridge safe, because these little places are made like real African vibe. So it's just a little hut with tent rolling off on the sides, and it was basically open space. So we would lock the fridge with the chains and the padlocks, and he ran in to help me lock the fridge. And yeah, he was like, "Hey, when can I see you?" It's like with broken English, mixed German, everything. And I was also speaking the broken German, mixed Afrikaans, mixed English, this word here, that word there. I said, "No, I have a little boy, I have to go home." It was evening, and our little bus, our little transport was waiting outside. So I told him, "I have a little boy, I have to go home, and tomorrow afternoon is again my shift. I will be working tomorrow afternoon again." So he said, "Okay, then I see you tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. Can you come a little bit early?" I said, no, I cannot come early because I have a little boy at home, and yeah, my sister who passed on, was living with me. She was looking after my little boy. I just went out of a messy relationship with my little boy's father, and I was living alone. I was trying to start my life over, and this was, yeah, I was not in a place of trying to find a man or a partner. So, and unfortunately, then early 2000s, we thought, or maybe it's only me, we thought white men are only dating prostitutes and those people. So I was really confused why this guy I just saw a few seconds ago, few minutes ago, was interested in me and wanted to see me more. But actually, I thought, yeah, it's just holiday something. Maybe it's just looking for friends for holiday. I wasn't taking him serious. Yeah, the next morning I came and already there were Finnish girls, nurses from Finland. They met me, they were our friends. They stayed long, so they became family friends. So they were waiting for me at the steps and said, your boyfriend is waiting for you. And I was like, which boyfriend? I don't have a boyfriend. Your German boyfriend, the one you met yesterday. I said, no, I haven't met anyone. I just showed him how things are working here. I was just showing him around. He's not my boyfriend. He said, no, he don't want coffee from anyone. He wants coffee from you. He's waiting for you. So I went down and he was like, yeah, there you are. He was super loud. He's a loud person and he is talking a lot. So yeah, and I am someone who's very, very reserved and not, unless I'm in the right company, then I'm talkative also. But usually at work, at public places, I'm very quiet. I'm very introvert. So this guy was loud. He was the exact opposite of what I would want in a husband or a partner. So yeah, he was waiting for me and he ordered coffee after coffee. And then he asked, can I bring you chicken? Chicken is only €1. He was converting to euros, Namibian dollars to euros. And he was like, it's only €1. I said, okay, but bring it also for my colleagues. We were 3 people working. I was in the kitchen, there was a bar, someone at the bar and someone at the reception. So I thought, if he wants to spend his money, maybe he's on holiday and he's just bored, let him do it. Because yeah, I'm a born again Christian. It's not my type of relationship I will go in. It was, everything was not my type. He was not my type of person. He was not someone I would go out with. And to make make things matters was, I was working there with my sister, and I was telling my sister the next day she came also. She was also, everyone was talking actually, and my boss, the British man, he was really, really, really truly kind and genuine person. He was allowing us to interact with the tourists, with the guests, and making friends. And if you have nothing to do, he was encouraging us to come around and meet new people, hear about other countries. So he was encouraging this, and he was like, Cynthia, you can come and have coffee, you can go with him to town. He was kind of encouraging this thing. And this is the second day I saw this man, a tall white man who is talking non-stop. And yeah, I just had that, yeah, at that moment it was not, I was not really into this story that was interested in me. I was confused. He doesn't know me. I'm not his type. I don't know what type he was looking for. And on the second day, when he asked me, can we go to town? I'm buying chicken. I said, no, bring it for everyone. Say, when can you go to town with me? I said, I asked him. I'm a person who is straightforward. I will ask, I will find, I try to find out. I'm someone who cannot pretend. I will let it out. So I asked him, are you looking for a prostitute? Because I'm not a prostitute. Look at me. I'm a church woman. I'm a Christian. I'm a born again Christian. Already I had a little boy out of wedlock, and I was already struggling to go back with my spiritual life. And this was just not fitting to where I wanted to go. So this guy was coming like another burden or another temptation. So I told him, are you looking for a prostitute? Maybe I can connect you with someone who knows someone who is dating men like you, people like you. And I'm not that type. He said, no, I'm not looking for a prostitute. I like you. And I was extremely confused. This will come into play later, why, how these people can quickly fall in love, why, how these people can like people they don't even know. And for someone who is naive, I was in my early 20s. I was 20 26 26 maybe, I think 26 26 27, if it was not 20, yeah, I think around there. I was not even looking for marriage. I was just trying to rebuild my life. So yeah, so I was confused. I told him, I have to go home for my child, and I'm going to church. That those are the only things I'm doing. So I don't know what you want. He said, no, I like you. I like you. And from there on, we would be drinking coffee. We would be going to town together. We didn't understand each other. We I wonder what we were speaking, how we were speaking, how we were communicating, but to be honest, we did not understand each other. Once I asked him, what are you cooking? Because he was buying and buying and buying, and I was like, what are you cooking? And he was looking around, because in German, cook means look. So that was the language, that was the language barrier we had. We did not understand each other. We were showing with hands. He was talking whether I understood or not. He was just blah 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 blah, talking a lot. He is talking a lot. So on the second week after we met, now it was now everyday thing. Everyone knew he was my boyfriend. He was my boyfriend by now. Yes, not that we we were having a relationship, but he made it clear, I like this woman, I'm waiting for her, and I will talk as much as I can when I see her. And he will talk and laugh. I'm still trying to understand what we are laughing about, but he will talk and laugh. And yeah, from there we went to a tourist center in Windhoek, where he was introducing me to someone who showed him where to go. And yeah, that person was telling me, it's because of you, because of me, you found a boyfriend, you owe me, you owe me. And I was like, he was introducing me to anyone and everyone. We went to the museum. Tourists likes those things, so I was a little bit of tour guide for that 2 weeks. So we went to the museum, and we would be sitting on the grass, and it would be just talking, and I would be just, yeah, 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 yes, yes, okay, yes, and laughing loud, and I would be laughing with, well, I don't know what we are laughing about, but that's how we met. And after the second week, he was insisting on seeing my little boy. I am extremely careful who I introduce my children to. I don't really like bringing people around my children that I don't know. I don't know if they will stick around, if they will be part of my life. And so I was really trying to avoid showing him my little boy. So By now, by the second week, I felt comfortable. I saw he's talking too much. Okay, so yeah, so we made it clear he wants to have a relationship with me. He's interested, and no matter how much I was trying to convince him, I'm not the type of girl who will go out clubbing with him, who will go out drinking and partying. I am not that type, and I was telling him am a boring person. I like staying at home. I'm addicted to reading. My child is taking up all my day, and I don't have much to offer. What is your interest? And he insists like, it's you I like. I want to come back and marry you. Second week. I want to come back from Germany. I will go back for Christmas days. I'm coming back next year and I will marry you. And that he said while my sister was standing there, and I was telling my sister, please don't tell mommy, my mother and father. Please don't tell anyone. Please do not tell anyone, because this guy, when he go back to Germany, he will forget about me. He's lying. It's not true. He cannot be serious. He cannot be serious. So yeah, by the second week, he insists on seeing my little boy, and he saw my little boy, which was worse because my little boy couldn't even speak Afrikaans or English. My little boy was 3 when they met. Yeah, my little boy was 3 years old, just turned 3. 2nd of November, he turned 3, and then a month later we met. So my little boy was speaking Tamara with him, and this guy was just speaking German, English, or whatever he was mixing and speaking. But these two were like magnets. Yeah, these two, they connect very well. He was doing so much with my little boy. He would put my little boy on his shoulders and run around until my little boy could not laugh anymore. He would go to the field to go to take walks, and he would be showing my little boy the elephants and the giraffe and the lion. Those things were not there. They were not there, but he would be telling my little boy, just imagine, do you see the elephant? Do you see that tree? And I don't know how we understand each other, but we had a way that we understood each other as we were spending more time together. We started understanding each other. So my little boy was fell in love the first 3 days, and they were together every day. So when I went to work, he will say, bring your little boy me, and that your little boy will spend time in town. So he would they would eat, we would eat together at the place I was working, and then the two of them will go buy toys. And yeah, my son would say, was speaking Tamara with him. I remember once he was telling him, I want to go to the toilet, and he couldn't understand, and they were alone in town. So he ran into the shop and was looking for a Tamara speaking person in Pick and Pay. And he brought the manager of Pick and Pay was speaking Tamara, and he brought the lady, and the lady told my little boy told the lady, I want to go to the toilet, and then the lady translated, he's saying this, and they ran to the bathroom. And when I was coming to Pick and Pay, that lady was always like, this is what happened. Your baby was just speaking Tamara with this German man. And yeah, from there they were big friends. My little boy up to today is calling that man Papa. That was the Papa. The things he never did with his biological father, they did. They went to the airport. He would show my son how the plane he came with, that how big it was. Would go to the airport. Would every day was an adventure. I was planning on filling up my whole December with work, and later my boss even encouraged me to take few days off to spend with my new boyfriend, and that's how we spent the whole holiday, traveling, going places, even taking walks to park, to museum, to anything we could do. We can do. We were busy the whole holiday, and still he was a secret to my parents. I never told my parents until the day he had to travel back to Germany. That was a day before Christmas, and I took him to the airport. I said goodbye, and then I gave him my cell phone number, and he left that day. He left to back to Germany. But when he came to the airport, and the guy who was bringing us there was still trying to give him his bags, he said, wait, I want to tell you something. And he said, he looked down on me and said, I come back and I marry you. I'm coming back. Early next year, I come back and I marry you. And then I was just like, holidays finished. Maybe it was just a holiday special, like he will not come back. I don't trust him. I really didn't trust him. I thought he was just having holiday fun, and he will forget about us when he gets to Germany. Yes, and the very next day, he traveled back a day before Christmas. The Christmas day, he called me 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and told me many things. He's in the middle of still traveling. He's stopped at another city, and he would be talking hours. He would be talking hours. Sometimes from that day, from Christmas Day until the day he came back to Namibia, he was calling every single day, and he would not only talk to me, he would call and also talk to my little boy. So my little boy would be picking up German words, and would mix German, English, anything he could pick up. He was speaking this most confused language with this new father of him. And yeah, that's how we met, and that's how we started our journey until the day he went back to Germany to be with his family for Christmas, as he told me.